Hey friends, welcome back. Got another album to share with you today. I'll be covering Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, of course. This is probably her most iconic album, probably the most listened, the most beloved, although you could say that about any of them pretty much. Uh, this is her fifth album. There was kind of a controversy back in this time in 2019, I believe it came out, because this came out right after Sweetener, I think 6 months after, and people did not like that. It was not. I guess they felt it was rushed, which I could see. I do think this is slightly better than Sweetener, but I mean, there's kind of a battle between the two. You could like kind of argue which one is better. We're gonna talk about it today. I do like it a lot. I have some tracks that I'm not crazy about, some that I think are a little weaker. But overall, the whole track list is pretty much fire, in my opinion. There's some that I don't go back to a whole lot, but it's all up to opinion, I guess. We'll cover the physical album first, physical features, packaging. I decided to keep the sticker on there. I decided to just put that on there. I don't know. I just felt like it could be cool to have that on there. And it's honestly kind of a simple look for an album. Honestly, a lot of the albums I have are like black backgrounds. This is no exception. Although I think it's supposed to be like a burgundy dark red. It looks black on camera. But yeah, this is definitely one of her most simple presentations. Not that that's bad. I just would prefer color. But you can see her, she's like, obviously upside down, and she's got like a tattoo of "Thank You Next" on her chest there, and it almost has like this DIY kind of haphazardly put together look for the cover, where it's got like a taped on picture of her, and she's upside down with the hair, and it's got the parental advisory, explicit content warning on there. It's kind of creative because it's like slapped on there. It's actually kind of interesting. And the back is not too crazy. It's got like all the track listing. It's really small. Like you would think that the track list would be a little bit bigger to see, but no, it's actually kind of small. And you can see more tape if you look closely, just like the Republic Records logo and the barcode and whatever. It's kind of cool. Um, if I'm being honest, I would definitely rather prefer like punchy colors, like something more, a little bit more creative and stylish. But this record is it's very moody. This is probably her most personal and vulnerable project. It's very depressing. It's almost too dark, but there's a lot of production that makes it really happy and high energy, which I like. So, yeah, the disc I do like because it's bright pink. That's great. Although it doesn't say the name of it, which is a little weird. Nothing on the, nothing behind there, which is kind of unfortunate, as you can see me because of this glossy packaging. And yeah, the disc is great. I do wish the disc, one thing I'll point out really quickly. So the digital album of this, the digital version actually has a different color on the front. It's a kind of a darker pink. I would have preferred that, like the disc color to be on the front. I don't know. The black is not, it's fine. Okay. I just would have preferred the pink on the front. I just think it would have made it stand out a little more. But yeah, lots of black, lots of moody, lots of dark, emo energy, kind of. Here's the booklet. You can see that a lot clearly now. You can see her upside down, which is akin to Sweetener, um, which is nice. So yeah, the pictures in this are really nice. There's no lyrics, which is kind of disappointing, but there are song credits, and I like the font. It's kind of cool. So you can see her there. There's another one from Seven Rings, I believe, and there's more tracks. There's another one. I think most of these pictures are from Seven Rings, to be honest. So yeah, lots of pink, more pink. I would have liked this on the cover. So yeah, lots of nice pictures. There's not too many pages, which is again a little disappointing, but it's all right. And there's Seven Rings. That's with all of her friends, pretty sure. And then there's the thank you credits. And that's about it. So yeah, the presentation is a little on the weak end. I definitely think Sweetener has the better look. Like the presentation is fantastic with that. But yeah, that's it for the physical. It's fine. It's good. It's nice. It could have been better, but I mean, it fits the vibe, so it's not too bad. As for the tracks, we've got. I'm bad at math. 12 tracks. I should have counted that beforehand. But yeah, 12 tracks. The three singles were released. Those are at the bottom. We'll get to those later. But it starts with Imagine. This is not my favorite. It's a good opener. She's basically talking about wanting a normal life without the media hounding her and her lover. She wants to be like a normal person, a regular Joe in the world, and just have a normal life. And it's a pretty decent song. I do like the way she sings Imagine a world like that. That's kind of nice. The chorus, but it's just not like it's good. It's just not one that I come back to a lot. So I do like it. Um I don't come back to it. So it's not a repeat, but it is really nice. And that leads directly into Needy, which is definitely it's definitely more personal. She's talking about being a very passionate, obsessive person who loves too hard. And she says she can be needy, way too damn needy. And, it's hard to please her a lot of the time. That's pretty relatable. I mean, I feel like a lot of us can, relate to being needy as people, in general. And I do like the sound of it. I did forget to mention Imagine has a decent sound. It's not like the greatest, but it's fine, like decent beat. And same with Needy. It's okay. It's one that I don't go back to, but it is nice. But I definitely prefer the next one, which is NASA. It's essentially talking about her needing space, and she wants space from this person, this lover. And the best part, obviously, is the catchy chorus where she's like NASA. That's pretty dope. I like the beat with this one a lot. It's really cool. Like the bass, the production of it. It's really nice. There's some space references in there too. That's pretty cool. I do like this one a lot. This is one that I do like a lot. It isn't a favorite, but it's close. I do enjoy it quite a bit. And then this is my first favorite, Bloodline, which is track 4. This one is fire. I love this track. This is a very different sound. So far, all the tracks have been pretty, not mellow. They've been pretty, what's the word? Like chill? They're very slow, but that's fair because they're personal. This one is about her not wanting her lover and his or her life, to be in her bloodline. She doesn't want the repercussions of this romance. So she's saying, I don't want you in my bloodline. And she just wants to have a good time. And the way that the beat is, it's so different from anything on here. It's like this trumpety, like brassy, big production. It's like explosively trumpety. It has like these big horns and trumpets. It's so good. The first time I heard this, I'm like, what is this? What am I hearing? It's so different from all these other ones, which I like. It has this great beat to it. She sounds great. Like she's almost like kind of semi rapping, and it has this awesome production. It's really creative. I love this one. This is by far a favorite, like top tier favorite from this one. For me, I understand like some people may not like it, but it's just very creative, very high energy. So that one's awesome. Fake Smile, it brings us kind of down back to the mellow kind of dramatic slow songs, but she's essentially saying she's sick and tired of the media all over her. She's tired of people judging her, and she wants to put on a fake smile and act like she's happy, but she's really not. And so she always puts on this fake smile, this fake happiness, and this one's nice. I do like this one. This one grew on me for sure. It took a while. It took a while for this one to grow on me because it is a little bit different with the feel of it. So, yeah, that one's nice. I definitely like it. It's not quite a favorite, but it's close. Again, it's like NASA where it's pretty close, like on the line of favorite. So, yeah. Another favorite after that is Bad Idea. Oh, this one's so awesome. This one's similar to Bloodline where it has this very loud sound. It's very trap heavy. A lot of these later tracks are very trap oriented, very bass heavy. They're very tropical pop sounding, synth pop y a little bit. You got that in there, but Bad Idea is she's essentially talking about how she knows what she's about to do is going to be a bad idea, but she's doing it anyway to, stop the pain. and to forget about, the pain of her next decision. And it's a really dope track. My favorite part of this is actually two parts. It starts out as this very, bassy house kind of trap cut, but then it goes to there's a couple sections where it stops and it goes to these violins, and they start to build and build and build and build and build, and then it goes back to the trap, and then at the very end you think the song's over, but then it like it brings back the violins and it bring builds it up again, but this time it goes back, like it has this violin section, two big sections, and then it goes back to the trap, but at the very end of this track it's just the beat. It's just the trap bass beats. So I think that's really dope. That she sings it obviously about bad idea, and I love the way she sings the bad idea. She like almost yells it. It's almost like an anthem, but it's really dope. And then the trap comes back at the end. It's very creative. The violin part keeps me coming back. It's like very cool. It almost sounds like a movie type of score, which is really cool. It has this very epic energy. It's probably the most epic song on here, in my opinion. So yeah, bad idea top tier. It's banger. Obviously, it's super awesome. Love that one. Makeup is another one I'm a big fan of. It's kind of clever. She's talking about putting on makeup and she wants to make up with this person, and she wants to make love to this person, and she's saying she wants to make up with them, and it's almost like obviously putting on makeup. And it's a really cool one. I do like it a lot. I love the beat of this one. It's very nice. And it has a great sound. This is probably the shortest track. It's only like 2 minutes and 22 seconds. I do have a complaint about that. It is a little short, but the more you listen to it, the better it gets, I think. So that one's definitely a favorite for me. Keeps me coming back. I love that one for sure. And next one is Ghostin'. This one, I'm gonna be honest, is probably a least favorite. Not that it's bad. I just This is definitely the most personal on here, and I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on with they're at the time with her exes, and at the time Mac Miller passed away, and so I believe this is about her relationship with him, and it's very emotional, definitely the most emotional on here, and it's a little hard to it's a little hard to listen to it, in my opinion. And but it is really nice. It definitely is the best lyric wise. I'll go into that at some point. There's just a lot going on. It is very ballady. It's very honest, and it's a beautiful track. It's just not one that I care to keep listening to. It's not bad. It's just not one that like stands out to me to keep listening to. So, definitely honestly probably the best lyric wise, and also just because it's the most personal, it is a great song. It's just not a banger, if you get what I mean. So, yeah, it's not one of those that, it's like that's not a single, but it is a really nice song. To there's a lot to it. So that's what I appreciate about that one. Great one. Just not one that I come back to. Again, it's not bad. Just my least favorite. Just personally. And next one is In My Head. This one's another least favorite, not because it's bad. Um, it's really strong vocally. When she says in my head, she stretches head really far, like singing wise. And it's great. She says she has a creative imagination. I can relate to that. She mentions demons and angels, and there's a Bible reference with Cain and Abel, which is pretty cool, honestly. I think that's dope. And in the chorus, she says she's falling, and she essentially says that she had a vision of her in her head with this lover, this guy that she thinks she loves, and she essentially made it all up, and she thought she loved him, but it was really just in her head, and it's all just fake, like it's not real, and she did it to herself, and she's disappointed, and it's a really good one. It's a nice one. It definitely is a nice breather, because the next three are the singles. I'm gonna be honest; these are probably some of my favorites of all of her songs. Just because they're all kind of different, they all have a different vibe. Seven Rings is by far, it technically is the dumbest of these because it's really silly if you think about it. It's just a friendship anthem, as she said, and it's essentially about her flexing her riches and her wealth, and buying rings for her friends, and going out and partying in these cars and going to clubs and cribs and buying houses and champagne and getting drunk and going out to parties. It's really dumb in that way, but it's so catchy. And I believe this. I learned about this recently, but apparently this song Seven Rings actually has a sample, or it's a supposed to be a it's supposed to be inspired by The Sound of Music's My Favorite Things, which I found very interesting because I'd never seen that movie. I haven't, but I know about it, and it's kind of I just found that kind of an interesting fact. But yeah, this is a very silly song. It's flexy. It's definitely a flex song. I feel like a lot of artists have this, and this is hers. It's really bouncy and bass heavy. It's very trappy. I love the beat of it. It's really slick and sharp the way this sounds, and I love the guy in the background when he's like, "Ooh, ooh." I can't do it, but yeah, the guy like singing in the or screaming in the background. It's pretty funny. Like this whole track is pretty hilarious if you just look at the lyrics. It's really dumb, like stupid, but it's really enjoyable. And honestly, I can't get enough of this. It's super like just it's fun. It's probably the most fun track on here. It's just really enjoyable, and it's like bouncy and very entertaining. It's very entertaining, and the video is really silly and showboaty, but it's like tongue in cheek. It's almost like a she's like parodying herself, and yeah, I really like it. It's really dope. And yeah, I wouldn't think I didn't. I remember hearing it before, and I didn't. I gave it a few listens, and it grew on me. The next one is the title track, "Thank You Next," and this one is definitely the most uplifting. It's definitely the most positive on here, where she's talking about all her lovers and describing things that she learned from them and taking that into her life and going forward. And it's honestly really awesome to hear this very positive song about exes. And you hear a lot of artists talk about their exes in like this super cringy way, like they want to nothing to do with them, and they're terrible and they hate these people. And but Ariana kind of flips it on its head. It's almost like a switch up where she's like thanking everyone, for what they did for her, and moving on. And it's really, honestly, really, really nice to hear. Big fan of this song. I liked it when I first heard it. I like it probably even more now because I've, you know, just dove into it a little bit deeper. And it's really nice. It's pleasant. It's got a nice vibe. I love the beat by Social House. I believe they also did Boyfriend with her, and I think they produced a few others. I know they produced Seven Rings as well. And yeah, they've collaborated with her a few times, and they did a great job with the beat, the flow, the change up. And I love the way she raps at the I'm sorry. That was on seven. I was thinking of Seven Rings. Sorry, I was gonna say on that song. I love the. My favorite part is the rap section at the end. That's so good. It's like super fast and flowy. It's really works well for her. But on Thank You Next, I love the beat. There's almost this very. It's hard to tell, but there's this slight switch up in the beat in the background. It's really cool. And I love the end of it where after she sings, it kind of does this little bit of a dance groove at the end before fading out. And it's great. Probably one of the most positive pop songs that I've heard in quite a long time. Just it's very creative, very well done lyrically. I'll get into that in its own video. But yeah, Thank You Next. It's the title track. It's probably the best on here, and it's definitely a favorite. This and Seven Rings. There's a lot of favorites. Thank You Next is high on the favorites. It's very well done. Big fan of that one. And then last up is honestly my favorite track on here. I don't know how it became my favorite, but "Break Up with Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored" it sounds like a super stupid song, and it kind of is. It's like Seven Rings where it's super like silly and you don't take it seriously. At least I don't. it's this very trap. It's definitely the most trappy beat on this whole album, and it's talking about she wants to. That's pretty self-explanatory. She wants this person to break up. I'm sorry. Yeah, she wants to. She wants to break up this guy to break up with his girlfriend so she can have him for herself, and it's really dumb. It's almost, I think she's described this song as a like a playful way to end the album, and that's fair. She's gonna have a different song on the closer, but I'm glad she picked this one because it's super like funny, fun, stupid, if you think about it. So, yeah, that's my favorite. I think I have a few reasons why it's my favorite. I love the trap drum beats. I love that sound. It comes in and it just hits you like a truck. Bam! This hard hitting bass. It's so good. It almost sounds like a house song or like a Daft Punk beat, but it has this great bounce to it. And also the lyrics are pretty silly. Um, but yeah, it's great. I also love the way she sings the break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, yeah, cuz I'm bored. It's really fun and it's very entertaining. And I love the video too. The videos for a lot of these are great, but this one, the video is especially nice. It's really almost like a movie, for sure. And I love the little yeah yeah. She says a lot of yeah in this album. There's almost like a ton of yas, which is really funny. It's almost like a meme for her at this point. But yeah, break up with your girlfriend on board. I did not expect it to be my favorite, mainly because the title. I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be pretty stupid. I mean, it seems pretty dumb, but I listened to it. I'm like, what is this amazingness? What is this? And I've come back to it the most from this album, just because I love the sound. I love the way it like bangs and the bass and the way the drums hit and just the way she switches between the chorus and the verses. It's a little bit of a rap. I get ish. It has a little bit of a rap feel, but yeah, it's my favorite one for sure all these. And it's kind of fun because this album isn't too long. It's only like what 36, 38 minutes. And honestly, for me it's worth it just to hear the last track, just to hear it break up because I don't know. I just think it's a fun, enticing reason to listen to it. But honestly, this is probably one of the most consistent pop albums that I've listened to, because everything flows together really well. I'd say the only one that sounds pretty different is Seven Rings, but that's because it's a different type of sound. It's more, flexy, showboaty. It's more of a fun song. It's not really meant to be, depressing, but it could be considered such. But yeah, that one's definitely the most different beat wise. But yeah, all these are really nice. Like again, my least favorites are probably Imagine, In My Head, Needy, NASA. I mean, NASA I like, but I mean, there's just some that I prefer more than others. But to give you my top five, Break Up with Your Girlfriend on Board, that's my favorite, and then Bad Idea, then Bloodline, then Makeup, Seven Rings, Thank You Next. They're all kind of like competing for the like top five. They all kind of like shuffle throughout. So yeah, Ghostin', I do appreciate it, but it's not a favorite. Just saying. I know everyone loves it, and I do love it, but it's not one that I return to. Just because it's definitely the most sad one on here. So, yeah. Would I recommend this album? Absolutely. Probably, to be honest, it's probably her best work, although I think I prefer My Everything from 2014. Only because half of it's nostalgia, okay? I have to admit it. But half of it is also I love the different sounds on that one. This album is definitely more cohesive. There's a lot more going on, and also it's all pretty straightforward. It's all the songs connect together. Whereas on My Everything, it's just kind of a playlist of her best hits, which is fair. But yeah, they're also pretty similar, like look wise. So yeah, they're pretty similar in that regard. But yeah, would I have liked the presentation to be better? Yes. I mean, the black suits it. I do wish that there was some pink on the front. That's probably my biggest complaint physically. But yeah, great album. Glad I was able to find it and get it. I'll give it a few listens for sure. I'm sure I'll pick up on a lot more things. And I'll probably do a few song reviews on a few of these tracks. Not all of them, but most of the ones that I like, I think I'll do. And yeah, thank you, Next. Amazing work, to be honest. And yeah, I kind of went into this, I like a few of these, and I came out liking almost all of them. So great album, great length. It has a great pace to it. That's what I forgot to mention that. It has a great pace. Every song doesn't feel too short, except for Makeup. That is a little on the short side. But yeah, great singles, great deep cuts, and also a great vibe. It is pretty melancholy. It's very depressing, but it's not so depressing that you can't enjoy it. So yeah, thank you. Next, probably gonna get a 10. I would, yeah, at least for now, I'll give it a 10 because pretty much love every track. I mean, I could lower it to a 9 eventually, maybe in the future, but I think for now, it's definitely a highlight of her work, in my opinion. So, yeah, what do you think of Thank You Next? Do you like it? Do you not? What do you think of her discography? And what's your favorite album by her? And also, what's your favorite song by her? My favorite is Break Free. Don't ask why. But yeah, that's my favorite still, even after all these years. But yeah, thank you. Next, great look, great vibe, great sound, great quality, and and it's very personal, but it has a nice sound. It's pretty unique in my opinion. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I think it's great. I think the next one that I'll review of hers is either My Everything or Dangerous Woman. If I can get Sweetener, I will. It might be My Everything because I have a lot to say on that album. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching or listening. And what do you think of this album? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And what is your favorite on the album? What is your least favorite? What are your thoughts overall on Ariana Grande, good and bad? And that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I'll see you in the next review. Take care.